Coming up on City Spotlight, we're talking all things Arthur. We will talk with the Mayor of Arthur, Matt Bernius, about Arthur's capital improvement plan, public works projects past and future in Arthur, and what's on the ballot in Arthur for the April 4th election. We will also talk Arthur schools with Arthur-Lovington Atwood-Hammond High School Principal Stephanie Siegmiller and Atwood-Hammond Grade School Principal Kristen Nall. That's next on City Spotlight. City Spotlight is supported by Consolidated Communications. CCI is honored to salute the cities and their leaders in the area, as well as providing TV, internet, and phone service to local homes and businesses. We live where we work and are proud to support the communities we serve. More information available at consolidated.com. And thank you to all of you for joining us for another edition of City Spotlight. Today we're talking all things Arthur. We'd like to welcome back to the program the Mayor of Arthur, Matt Bernius. Welcome back, Matt.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Pleasure. And last time we had you on was we did an on-location taping for Arthur at the Moultrie-Douglas County Fair, and I want to thank you again for introducing me and showing me around the fair. The tractor pull, you introduced me to a local contestant there and got to interview him. So great time at the fair last year.
Yeah.
And that's the next fair, the 87th Moultrie-Douglas Fair, will be July 9th to 15th. Mm-hmm. So very good. Glad to have you on, Matt. And one thing you talked about last July with us was a capital improvement plan that Arthur has, and you had hired a firm. What's going on with that?
Currently working with the Farnsworth Group, making the final touches on our capital improvement plan. Right now we're looking at what we're going to do as far as moving forward with the plan. We've identified several things that need improvement. Many of the things we identified are the same items that our consultant had told us a year ago, but when you put it into a capital improvement plan, have the engineers look at it, it really puts it into perspective, and there's some things that you've got to spend some money on. We've known that for years we've been on borrowed time with some of our infrastructure, and so proud of the board for moving forward. Sometimes the wheels of government move slow, but making sure all our ducks are in a row, putting the financing in place. And right now we're just looking at whether we're going to move forward with a large portion of that or kind of piecemeal it together as the funds come in from the water billing. So,
if you can reemphasize the importance of taking care of that older infrastructure in Arthur.
Yeah, absolutely. We've the infrastructure, and as Arthur's not the only town, we're not immune to it, but the infrastructure, the water, the sewer, it's dated, and so we've one of our main problems is that we take in so much extra water into our sewer system during a heavy rain or something. So that's some items we want to address early on. Of course, when you do that, the other concern is, where does your stormwater go? So we have to try to do that, mitigate the risks from the stormwater, while also cutting down on the influx of water into our sewer plant. So we'll have to do it in stages, but the board took the necessary steps in raising water and sewer rates so we can accommodate those improvements that need to be done. And so, like I said, a lot of other communities around are facing the same problems. Hopefully we're being proactive and we're ahead of it and look back and think that was the best thing we did. And so,
okay, look forward to seeing how that works out in the coming years. Another thing that's taken some stages to work on, update us on the Meadowview subdivision on the northern part of town.
We've got finishing up a house in Meadowview right now. That leaves 2 lots, so we're moving on to our second, third, and fourth phase. We're going to hopefully would have it bid out, advertised for bid by the end of this month, and depending on how those bids come in, we may do all 3 phases. At a minimum, I believe we're going to start phase 2 right away. We took a while to get the subdivision going, but once it started going, it took right off, and so we're looking forward to the next phase. The next phase, we've actually made the lot sizes bigger. That was one of the issues that we had heard from people looking to buy lots, is that they wouldn't mind paying a little more for the lots, but they wanted a little bigger size. So our engineering firm took and resized the lots, and so we're looking forward to what that'll do for us.
And on the opposite side of town, you told me last summer there in July, some work would be done on Main Street there on the southwest portion.
Sure.
Work would be done in the fall, so was that able to get completed?
Yep. Our Public Works Supervisor, Grant Corum, worked hard this year. Several projects. One was resurfacing Main Street. And the other was we worked with having all of the streets on our southwest section of town. Basically, they were milled, graded, and rechipped. And we've got a few of those that didn't get done in the fall because of a maintenance issue with the contractor we hired. But they're supposed to be back early spring and get it finished up. And that really, as far as drainage, the road, that's something we're going to do on other parts of town, and it needed it. And so we've really, as far as the infrastructure goes, really invested in some money lately in the infrastructure on our roads, and we're looking forward to continuing that.
Time being spent there for Public Works this past fall, and we're taping here in the first week of March, so spring right around the corner, and Public Works projects are being finalized, and obviously budgets and a bunch of municipalities are being worked on. It's a busy time for people such as the Village of Arthur working on those.
Yeah, I've got a meeting scheduled next week with the Public Works Supervisor, talk about some projects. We're going to finish up that road project I spoke of earlier, look at some additional projects that we can do. Last year was a pretty heavy year as far as the funding and what we spent, and I think it'll depend on where we come in as far as the subdivision and what type of investment we'll have to make there. Depend on what we do exactly this year as far as additional road projects, but I look for us to continue on a complete plan to finish the northwest section of town, just like we did the southwest last year. Might not be this year, but hopefully we'll be able to continue that practice.
Piece it together eventually. And coming up here, people are seeing this in the middle of March, April 4th, local elections in all communities. And Matt, you told me you're not seeking another term as mayor, but you are running for another position in the Village of Arthur.
That's correct. After a little over 6 years of being the mayor, I'm going to step down. It's time. My career keeps me pretty busy, and I love Arthur, and I want to continue to give. I feel like they need some experience on the board, and as a trustee, I feel like I can give that to them. So I'm running for trustee.
Okay, very good. And put you on the spot here.
Sure.
Something in the 6 years as mayor of Arthur. One or two things off the top of your head that you're proud of that has been accomplished that helping lay the groundwork for Arthur moving forward?
One, of course, would be the capital improvement plan. People that know me, they knew the platform that I ran on, especially 4 years ago, and it was on infrastructure. You can look back, and those are the main things and main concerns I had, and we've addressed those. We built a new public works building. We gave the employees the tools to do their job. We've updated equipment, and now we've put the capital improvement plan together to where we can go ahead and continue to improve on the infrastructure, the things that are in the ground, and make Arthur viable for the future. Another thing that I'm really proud of, and it was an honor really, as village president of Arthur, you are put in charge of Tim Trust. It's a trust that was left by an attorney, and every year that trust benefits students in Arthur and Lovington and now the Atwood school districts through scholarships. But there's also additional funding available after the scholarships are paid. And it gives us an opportunity to give those to other organizations, from the nursing home to the fire department to the library. We just helped buy a squad car for Lovington. And it's just, at the end of the day, when you can help so many people with a generous gift that somebody left the community, that really is something that I'm very proud of and have enjoyed doing.
Well, thank you for those comments. We'll hear more about the communities you mentioned here. We have a couple of segments on the school district. As we know, it's 4 communities are a part of that, so we'll hear more about that. Last thing I want to touch upon, Matt, here is Arthur has been selected for WEIU's This Is Our Story series, 7th town featured in that. What does it mean for Arthur to be able to share their story?
I think it's exciting. Anybody that's from Arthur is always ready to tell their story and why they're proud of their community, and I think we look forward to having the opportunity for other people to see maybe things that they don't normally see or hear about in Arthur. only stories that locals could tell, and so it's an exciting opportunity.
And not to give away, but you will be a storyteller for this program, and won't tell folks what you're specifically talking about, but one thing you told me that you may have mentioned previously as well, you moved to Arthur in 8th grade, and you told me you had a kind of an aha moment, if you could tell us about that.
That's correct. I moved to Arthur 8th grade, and that's when I realized that this is a community where I'm going to make a home and stay, and I've enjoyed the community. It's a community that welcomes you with open arms, and I've had the opportunity to do a lot of things at really a young age in Arthur. And it's just a great community that helps each other, and so I think it'll be interesting. Everybody, I think, will enjoy seeing that episode.
All right, it'll be complete in some time later this spring, so we look forward to your story and all the other ones. Matt Bernius, it's been a pleasure having you on City Spotlight all these times. Mayor of Arthur, Matt Bernius, thank you for coming on City Spotlight.
Right, thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. Coming up next on City Spotlight, we'll have a couple segments with some first-year principals in the Arthur School District. But first, let's take a look at some of the upcoming activities going on in Arthur. And we're back here on City Spotlight, this episode on Arthur. We're going to shift gears and talk Arthur schools. We're at Arthur-Lovington Atwood-Hammond High School, and we're going to talk about the high school here in Arthur with Principal Stephanie Siegmiller. Thank you for coming to the program.
Thank you for being here. Glad to have you.
Pleasure. And it's your first year as the principal here?
It is my first year.
At ALAH. We'll reference that as that's the correct abbreviation.
ALAH.
Very good. And tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get to Arthur?
Well, I'm an Arthur native.
Very
I
good.
graduated from high school here in a year yet to be named. I have 4 children, 2 of which have been through here. So we live in the area, moved back here from Springfield area about 20 years ago. So excited to be back to my alma mater and have this opportunity.
Okay, and to be back where your roots are and to be working here.
Absolutely.
What are the benefits for you in that regard?
It's awesome to be able to pour your heart and soul in something that has already touched your heart. So it's good for the school is the cornerstone of the communities, and I love to be able to be a part of that. Okay.
We talked with Superintendent Schwengel last school year here on City Spotlight, and we talked a lot about the annexation and the geography of the Arthur School District, and that involves Arthur-Lovington, Atwood, and Hammond. This is the 5th year of the annexation, 3rd year involving Atwood-Hammond.
Yes.
And so you have students coming from 5 different counties. The word that Superintendent Schwengel used was stability that it brings to Arthur and all the communities. Can you?
I think what it brings for our students is opportunities, just continued opportunities. So because we have more students, we're able to offer more classes, more faculty, and I think that's one of the exciting pieces for our population here at the high school.
And what is your current number of students in this building?
We have about 286 in the building. So we're not at capacity. We're looking to grow. Our numbers coming from our junior high will keep us growing. I think next year we'll be about 310, and we'll probably be at 325 or 330 within a couple of years after that. So we're excited to continue that growth. Keeps us able to offer more classes and more opportunities and meet the needs of our students.
The one-to-one digital initiative that some other school districts we've talked about here on City Spotlight have taken on in 100% capacity, or starting like you guys are, and this is year 1 for you guys?
This is year 1 for all of our students to have a Google Chromebook. So they come in at registration and they sign some waivers and work on some paperwork and understand the importance and the care that's needed in it, and every student here has a Google Chromebook. So our teachers use it at varying levels. Some use it every day, all the time. They communicate regularly. Some use it very little. Notes go home to are used through Google Classroom to be shared. PowerPoints. So it's an exciting way to help our students be ready for what's coming next, and technology is not going away.
All right. What are some programs, 1 or 2 programs that you'd like to talk about that are going on this year?
Well, we have, since you're broadcasting here, I want to highlight our new broadcast.
All right, very good.
Our broadcasting students broadcast our announcements every day. So they videotape, and then as soon as they're done, it's not live, we're close, but it's not live. They read the announcements, they dress up, they have a script, they've worked on all the logos and all the different things that go into that. And then our teachers every day at the same time show the announcements. So we love that. And those are available on our website, so parents can watch those too. Students get a digital copy on their emails every day, so if they happen to miss them, if they're in PE during when the announcements are shown or something, then they can either read them through their email or watch it through the link. So we're excited about that. Our yearbook just won second in state for a couple of awards, so we're excited about the growth and the changes that are coming with that. And we have a new student organization called the Night Shift, S-H-I-F-T, and they're not allowed. There are no grown-ups allowed in this one, no faculty. There's a faculty supervisor, but they determine what they want to do and when they want to do it, and they're all about school spirit. They pick a theme. They've had tourist night, tacky tourist night at one of the ball games, all white out, where all the students wear all white or all red. They are involved in community service. They all received a T-shirt at the beginning of the year to wear to kind of unify them, and it's not an organization that picks and chooses. Every student in the building is involved in it. So we're really excited about showing that school spirit.
And one thing I talked about here as we wrap up with you, Stephanie, is the community of Arthur being now the kind of the central. The high school is where everybody in the school district comes to, and a lot of these kids, maybe some of the newer ones, they were in a different school district and they were rivals. So
yeah,
talk about the dynamics of kids coming from different areas.
Students have just done so well together. I think I would be surprised if any teacher could tell you, oh, they're an Atwood student, or oh, they're a Lovington student, or an Arthur student. They have just meshed together so well, taking advantage of opportunities. I think the students look for not just friends for not just where they live, but friends that they have things in common with, and just giving them lots of opportunities.
And how has Arthur in any way changed from all these different kids from all these different communities? How has it benefited Arthur?
Well, I think that's probably a question for tourism or the business people, but I think we're busier. The school is always busy, which I absolutely love. Whether you're here, sometimes the gyms are used on Sundays for different activities, not necessarily a school program, but other community events. Most nights between FFA and the FCCLA programs, the building is used, and I think that's just a sign of a thriving community and a thriving school.
Is there anything else you like to mention that you're looking forward to as the rest of the school year wraps up?
No, we're excited. No snow days this year, so we're headed towards maybe some early breaks there, and we're looking forward, already planning. We've had freshman orientation and met our incoming freshmen and parents, and we're looking forward to August already.
I agree on the snow days. It's like 60-some degrees here on this last day of February.
Crazy, so. Absolutely.
Principal of Arthur-Lovington Atwood-Hammond High School, Stephanie Siegmiller, thank you for joining us on City Spotlight.
Thank you for being here.
And coming up next here on City Spotlight, we'll continue talking Arthur schools. We'll head over to the Atwood-Hammond Grade School. City Spotlight is on YouTube. Past episodes can be viewed on East Central Illinois towns that have been featured on City Spotlight. Just search on YouTube City Spotlight with the show number and the name of the town. Listed on your screen are the recent episodes of City Spotlight. And we're back here on City Spotlight. We're in Atwood now as we talk more about the Arthur School District. We're at Atwood-Hammond Grade School, and to talk more about this grade school in the Arthur School District, we have the principal of Atwood-Hammond Grade School, Kristen Nall. Thank you for coming to the program.
Thank you for being here today.
Awesome, glad to have you. And we're going to hear more about some of the things, some of the programs going on here at this grade school. And first off, you're a first-time guest here on City Spotlight. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
Yeah, my name is Kristen Nall. I live in Arthur currently, and this is my 17th year in education. I started my degree, I did that at Eastern Illinois. I graduated in 2000 from there for undergrad, and after that I moved to Southern Illinois and taught early childhood special ed in a school district, Sandoval School District in Southern Illinois. And then my heart has always been back up at home, which is where I grew up. So Arthur had an opening, and I applied there and got the job teaching preschool in Arthur, and started out in preschool and then went up to kindergarten and have been there the last couple years. And then this year a position came up in administration. And again, I'd had my master's from Eastern as well, and so I decided to go forward with it, and here I am today.
the comforts of, you said you're from this area, and the comforts of staying within the school district. What is that like working close to where you were?
It's nice. I have a huge background in education with my family. My mom is a retired teacher from Arthur, and so just growing up in this school system and just seeing what it had to offer me, I just wanted the same thing for my kids.
All right, very good. Let's talk about a couple programs going on here at Atwood-Hammond Grade School. Let's talk about the Learn and Serve team. I understand that was something that benefited the school.
Yes, the Learn and Serve team is ran by our librarian here at the school, Mrs. Brown, and it's a group of junior high volunteers who choose to engage in service learning projects for our school and community. So they work together to bring the community into our school. Volunteerism and the idea of helping others has an appeal to around 30% of our junior high population. With such a high interest in this type of service, we were able to diversify and reach out in a variety of ways. So some of the ways they have helped out, they do a box top collection here at our school, and they make it competitive for the classrooms. So they do it twice a year, and each year the top classroom gets a check to be able to use for classroom supplies or things for their classroom, and they get a pizza party. And so they run that box top collection. They have also helped with our K through 2 Thanksgiving feast. They serve the kindergarten through second graders each year when they do the Thanksgiving feast. They help with Red Ribbon Week and help with different activities throughout that. And then this week, they're actually helping with Read Across America. We celebrate Dr. Seuss's birthday, and I believe it's on Thursday that they're going to be passing out cupcakes to all the grade school kids to celebrate Dr. Seuss's birthday. They've also served the school by running the concession stand, maintaining and upstarting several garden projects, and helping in the library. In the community, they have helped packing food boxes for our Atwood Needy Fund, and they fill Easter eggs for the community Easter egg hunt. They're always looking for new ideas and new projects. Currently, our PTO program has a playground project going on, and they're trying to raise funds to build a new playground here at the school. And this year, the Learn and Serve team donated $1,000 to the playground fund, and they also purchased the new American flag that's flying in the front of our building.
Very good.
So.
Okay, very good. Jazzy Jumpers, that involves physical education. Tell us about that.
Yes, our PE teacher, Mrs. Coleman, came up with this idea. It was here before I got here, so it's been in the running. But she works with 3rd through 5th graders, and she has kind of a little workshop at the beginning of the year with jump rope, and then she has tryouts for these 3rd through 5th graders, and they choose this group called Jazzy Jumpers, and they're just amazing. They do all kinds of different skills and jump rope techniques, and currently a lot of the local schools have Jump Rope for Heart going on, and so they travel to those different schools and they perform for the opening assembly for Jump Rope for Heart. And they perform at ball games and things like that. So it's just a very neat way to get the kids involved in physical activity, and very fun to show off and see what they can do.
Does sound like a lot of fun. One more thing we want to talk about, we go from physical education to artwork. Some of the artwork inside the buildings, you want to tell us about where that can be seen?
Yes, hopefully you get a chance to get some shots of the artwork here in our building, but our art teacher, Mrs. Mulvaney, does a really good job with all levels of kids. She sees pre-K through 8 kids, and she just has them create masterpieces, and it's wonderful to walk up and down the halls and see what they have, what they've done in her class, and a way that she promotes her art program, and she shares it with basically the world, and more along like with the parents. She uploads all pieces of their work to this online art museum called artsonia.com, and so parents can log in and see their child's artwork in this museum, and it just gives them a newfound respect for art and helps them take pride in their work, and she does a really good job with that.
So it's not restricted just to this building.
No.
You can see it at the comforts
Right.
of home. We're at the Atwood-Hammond Grade School, and this is a part of the Arthur School District. This is the 5th year of the annexation for the Arthur Schools, the 3rd year that the Atwood-Hammond Grade School is a part of it. Mr. Schwengel, the Superintendent Kenny Schwengel, was on our program last year talking about the school district. He used the word stability that this annexation has brought to these communities. If you could echo your comments about how this has brought stability to this particular school here in Atwood.
Yeah, I think growing up, these towns, Arthur-Lovington, Atwood-Hammond, were all rivals. And so when I was in school, we played these schools and we always wanted to beat them. But we also made some really good friends in the process. Lovington has co-opted with Arthur for a lot longer than with Atwood, even just sports-wise. But it's been nice to see the kids come together, and we use the word unite. We just see them united, and junior high is where it really starts, and they do the sports, and so we alternate buildings for junior high sports. One year the girls' sports is at Lovington, and the boys are at Atwood, and then the next year they flip. And it's been neat to see these classes come together in junior high, and then right now we're getting to see the benefits of them going on to high school together. My son is currently a freshman at Arthur High School, and it's been neat to see how they have bonded in junior high, and now it's carrying over into high school. And it just gives the stability of, you know, we're going to have sports teams, and we're going to have these things to offer, these classes to offer these kids, where if we would have stayed on our own, we might not have had that opportunity.
All right, well, thank you for your comments. Kristen Null, principal here at Atwood-Hammond Grade School, thank you for taking time to be here on City Spotlight.
Thank you for having us.
And this will wrap up our latest edition of City Spotlight, this episode here on Arthur. We'll see you next time. City Spotlight is supported by Consolidated Communications. CCI is honored to salute the cities and their leaders in the area, as well as providing TV, internet, and phone service to local homes and businesses. We live where we work and are proud to support the communities we serve. More information available at consolidated.com.